The broadcast of the regular meeting of the Charter Commission Government Structure Workgroup will now begin.
Good afternoon. Welcome to this virtual meeting of the Charter Commission's Government Structure Workgroup. This meeting includes the remote participation of members as authorized under Minnesota statutes, section 13D.021, due to the declared local health pandemic. The city will be recording and posting this meeting to the city's website and YouTube channel as a means of increasing public access and transparency. This meeting is public and subject to the Minnesota Open Meeting Law. For the record, my name is Greg Abbott. I am one of the co-chairs of the Charter Commission's Government Structure Workgroup. I will now call this meeting to order and ask that the clerk call the roll so that we may verify the presence of a quorum.
Commissioner Ginder.
Present.
Commissioner Metschi.
Present.
Commissioner Smith.
Here.
Commission Chair Clegg.
Here.
Co-Chair Garcia, absent, and Co-Chair Abbott.
Present.
There are 5 members present.
Let the record reflect that we have a quorum. We will now proceed to our agenda, a copy of which was posted for public access to the city's Legislative Information Management System, which is available at lims.minneapolismn.gov. Commissioners, the adoption of the agenda for today's meeting is before us. Can I have a motion to adopt the agenda, please?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion on the agenda before the clerk calls the roll? Hearing none, I'll ask the clerk to call the roll on the motion to adopt the agenda.
Commissioner Ginder.
Aye.
Commissioner Metschi.
Aye.
Commissioner Smith.
Aye.
Commission Chair Clegg.
Aye.
Co-Chair Abbott.
Aye.
There are 5 ayes.
That motion passes and the agenda is adopted. Let's move to item 3, which is the next item on the agenda, approving a recommendation to the Charter Commission regarding government structure amendment language. I would point out that at our last meeting, I had indicated that we were going to have a final copy of our amendment and a red line copy, which was attached to the agenda and posted for public access prior to this meeting. I have reviewed it and it seems to be in order. I think at this point, a motion would be in order to send our proposed amendment to the Charter Commission with our recommendation that public hearings be held and that it be considered for adoption at the April meeting of the Charter Commission. Is there such a motion to be made?
So moved, Metschi.
Second, Smith.
Moved by Metschi, seconded by Smith. Is there any discussion on the motion?
Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Schwarzkopf, go ahead.
I had 2 questions and 1 comment. My first question is on 4.2G parentheses 6, and it deals with access notwithstanding, anything to the charter to the contrary, the auditor enjoys. And it talks about jurisdiction over the city council and boards and mayors, all that. But it does not mention the mayor. Now, is the mayor included then as an officer maybe? So that's why we don't include the mayor's name?
Yeah, my understanding is the mayor's already included. The reason the city charter gets a special provision is because the auditor is under the council's authority. So we're just making sure that the auditor can audit the authority that which they report to. Commissioner Ginder might have some explanation, better explanation than that.
Mr. Chair and Commissioner Schwarzkopf, I believe that the mayor is covered under officers defined elsewhere in the charter, and that language is broad enough to cover elected officials also.
Okay, that was my second question I had, and that takes care of that one, is on 4.4, parentheses A, parentheses 3, parentheses letter C. We talk about the absolute majority vote and it talked about the removal of the city auditor. It does not talk about the removal of the city clerk. Now, earlier, later, it talked about city clerk being serving at the pleasure of. So I don't know if we need to include the city clerk there, or just because we say serving at the pleasure of means that a majority can get rid of the city clerk whenever they want to. I'm just raising the question. I'm not sure what to do there.
Well, I think the latter part of your scenario is correct. I mean, the city clerk can be removed by the council, by a majority of the council at any time.
Nope.
And as a matter of fact, I think it can be removed by a majority of the members voting. So if you have a quorum of 7 council members, 4 of those 7 could remove the city clerk. And I think that we're giving special protection with this provision to the city auditor that the city clerk, we don't need for the city clerk. So I think that's the reason for the inclusion of the language here.
Yeah, that was the 2 questions I had. The only other one was a comment, and that's at the very end of the amendment. And it's dealing with 8.4. And primarily, I'm interested in the parentheses A, parentheses 2. And I think really we're talking about failure of appointment. I think if a city council really wants to play games with a mayor, that what you could do is you could, not go ahead and approve anything, and then it forces finally ends up forcing council to make the appointment. And I don't think there's anything you can do about it because it's basically present language and things like that too. But it is a place where the council could really play games with the mayor if they wanted to.
I agree with that, but I think that's the structure we've chosen. I think it's consistent with, this is an executive mayor legislative council amendment, and we're not, we clearly have not done things that would make this quote strong mayor amendment. I think this is part of that. So, Chair Clegg has
another comment. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I was just going to say this is analogous to a presidential appointment of a cabinet member. The Congress theoretically could just keep saying no, 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 and you wouldn't have a cabinet member. But you have to presume some level of good faith. And I don't think there have been too many times, if any, when the executive committee has had to propose after 3 mayoral nominees failed. And that's sort of the equivalent of what we're suggesting.
I don't remember that's happened either, the exec committee. Good.
Very good. Thank you, Commissioner Schwarzkopf, for your questions and comment. Are there any other comments or questions on the motion? Hearing none, I will ask the clerk to call the roll on the motion to submit our proposed amendment to the overall Charter Commission with a recommendation for public hearings and a decision to be taken on the April meeting.
Commissioner Ginder,
Aye.
Commissioner Mecci,
Aye.
Commissioner Smith,
Aye.
Commission Chair Clegg,
Aye.
Co-Chair Abbott.
Aye.
There are 5 ayes.
Thank you. For the record, I've been in touch with my co-chair, Jill Garcia, and she's indicated that had she been able to make the meeting today, she also would have voted aye. So just let the minutes reflect that. That completes our agenda for this meeting. Is there any other discussion or business before we adjourn? Hearing none, without objection, I declare the meeting is now adjourned. Thank you, everyone. We've done a great bit of work here, and I'm very pleased. Before we hang up, I will say I want to thank everybody that's been involved in this. I want to thank my co-chair, Jill Garcia, who's been absolutely invaluable, Chair Clegg, Brian Melendez, city staff, the city clerk, Casey Carl. Everyone's just been magnificent in terms of getting this work product out the door, and this really reflects the tremendous amount of excellent work on a lot of really excellent work by a lot of really excellent people, and thanks to everybody that had a hand in it. So with that, I will adjourn the meeting. Thank you, everyone.